This is how to run search campaigns in Google Ads that outperform 98% of the competition. How can we say this? Well, we have worked with many different local businesses like this one who got 27 conversions off of 127 clicks, which resulted in, as you can see here, $22,000 in revenue, which ended up as a 21.9 ROAS. So the first thing you'll need to do is head over to I have a new test account here where we can say new campaign, click on the new campaign. And for the objectives, you can either choose leads or create a campaign without goals guidance. I just like to create a campaign without goals guidance because it gives me all of the options later down the line in creating the campaign. And then we would obviously want to use search because that is what this tutorial is all about. Moving down, you really do need to have set up your conversions correctly. That is super important to track your analytics on Google Ads. And then we want to continue here. Don't need to click on any of those. Then we want to call our campaign let's call it campaign tutorial 2, and then continue on, and then start a new campaign. So for the bidding strategy, we actually want to use a bidding strategy that is not available to us while we are creating the campaign. I will show you after the campaign is finished how you can switch to the max cost per click, which is the bidding type we want to use. So for now, just click on next and we will move on. And for the networks, we do not want to be displayed on any of these networks where Google will just waste our money. We only want to be displayed on Google search. For the locations, it is super important that you click on enter another location and use the advanced search. And there are a couple of different ways you can do this in here. The first one is you can just search for, let's say that you are located in Boston. You can search for Boston and just click on include. So that is okay, but as you can see here, how Google Ads actually views Boston is not the best way. But you can also just cross that out and use a radius and say that I want to only work within a 6-mile radius of Everett, where I'm located, and you can click on include. However, the best method and the method we like to use is if we cross this out, if we go back to location, is that we actually can click on show all areas. In here, you get to see all the zip code areas within Boston, and then you can just go in and include all of the areas you want to serve. The reason this is the best method is that you actually get a lot more data once you have your campaign, once your campaign have been running for a fair bit of time. And once you're done including all these areas, we actually do want to exclude all of the areas in the perimeter around. So you probably want a larger area than that, but for now we'll just use that. You actually do want to exclude all the areas, so you can click on the areas around, click on exclude. The reason we excluded all of these areas is because we want to make a super strict area where we show our Google Ads, because Google don't have a really strict area. When you want to be only shown for Malden in here, your ads will probably be shown like in the areas around. And just to really restrict the area we want our Google Ads to be shown in, we want to use a perimeter of excluded areas just around the area we want to be shown up for. So once you're done with excluding all the areas just around, like a perimeter, you can click on save. I won't do all of them for now, but you will want to do that. And then we can move on. We obviously want to use English as the language. Audience segments, you can use this down the line, but it's not too important right now. You can basically set the different demographics that you want to have click on your Google Ads. And we do not want to use broad match keywords. And there is one more setting that is absolutely crucial that you have set, and that is the ad schedule, where you obviously want to set the ad schedule to whenever you are available to take calls from Google Ads and whenever you are in office. So let's say that you are available from 9 to 5, Mondays to Fridays. That is typically what most people are. However, we would like to set use different campaigns for different times of the day. Like we have one for day, one for evening, and one for night, and also campaigns that run only on Saturdays and Sundays, because our clients are able to bid higher on those times, because the people they serve need to pay more, etc., etc. Then we can click on next. Now for the keyword and asset generation, we will do this after the campaign is set up. So for now, we can just click on skip. And again, for the keywords, we can click on skip, but we can just add an ad group for now, just to have an ad group, because we will use this later after the campaign is set up. So we can just call this plumbers. Let's just say that we are doing a plumber campaign right now. We can say just plumber. So for the final URL, this is where people will actually be sent once they click on your Google Ads. So this is super important that you get it correct. I'll just add bostonsplumber.com, which is a website I found. And for the display path, this is only what is being displayed on the ad, not actually where people are being sent. So you can just display, if you do not have a clear, if you don't clearly say in your URL what your URL is, like the Boston's Plumber will obviously have Boston's Plumber, but let's say you didn't display that, you can say plumber Boston, so people understand that this will actually be the website, the correct website they're being sent to. Now for the headlines, you do want to have some really good headlines where people will actually click on your ads. So what we typically like to do is we like to say the best one is #1 plumber in Boston. And then we would like to do get a free quote. Typically it does really well, and we have a long list of headlines that we know works for plumbers, but off the top of my head, these are the ones we can use. Local plumber in Boston, and we can say all plumbing services. So for the descriptions, the important thing about the descriptions is that they actually are long and that they make the ads larger, so they take up more place on the screen, so people see the ads better. We also have a list of descriptions we use for plumbers, but for now I'll just create some descriptions that are long, and I will be back in a couple of seconds. So now we're going ahead and added some descriptions. As I said, these are not super important, but it is important that they are long enough to make the ads larger. So for the business name and logos, you can get access to this by connecting to your Google business profile. This is nice to have. As you can see up here, your logo will show up in that little icon right there. And for the site links, there are 3 site links that are super important. Site links are basically the little links that will be shown just underneath your ad, like this one right here. So the site link text is basically what is being displayed, and then the final URL is where people are being sent once they click on the site link. So if you don't have different sites on your page and you only want people to be sent to the same final URL, you could just say your URL / and do a #1, #2, #3 for the different site links, because Google actually does not allow you to send them to the same URL. So you can just say #1, #2, #3, and they will all be sent to your base URL. So you can do that, or I will just say services, because we can think that this site has a service page, and we also want to have service areas, which is another important site link to have. Service areas and /service areas, and also the last site link, which is prices. That is nice to have shown in your website. So /prices. There we go, and we can click on create and we can move on. Now for the callouts, these are also important to have. They are, but not super important. They are just small callouts that are just underneath your ad. I don't know if you can see them right here. So we just like to use free estimates, plumber, Boston, call today, all plumbing services open until 8 p.m. or something like that. And then we can move on to so for callouts, I need to add the callouts. Let me see, just apply all callouts, apply them. And for the more asset types, we want to have calls. This is super duper important that you have calls underneath your ad. So you obviously need to add your own phone number. You can just click on new call and add your phone number. And I'll just add this generic phone number right here and click on apply. Once you're done, you can click on done, and you will be redirected to the next part of the ad setup, which is keywords and ads. As I said, we will add these keywords after the campaign is set up, so you can click on next for now. And for the budget, we will set a custom budget to 1 for now, because as I said, we will change the bidding strategy later on, and after we've done that, we can set a custom bid on publish campaign, and we are basically done with the campaign setup. But there are a couple of things we need to do once our campaign is set up. As I said, Google will ask you to make sure you have your conversions set up. We'll not do that for now. That is not for the scope of this video, but do make sure that your conversions are correctly set up, so you track your Google Ads analytics correctly. Now what we will need to do is change the bidding strategy. So what we can do is we can click on select a campaign up here, and then we can select the campaign tutorial 2. Then we can click on campaigns. And in here, we can click on this little icon right here to change the campaign settings. And we want to, let me just move myself over to the left. We want to change the bidding. Here we go. And we want to change bid strategy. And we want to select a bid strategy directly, not recommended, which Google does not recommend, but it is the best bidding strategy, which is manual CPC, or cost per click. Click on save. You can also set your daily budget to whatever you would like to spend. Google Ads campaign has been reviewed by Google. You will be able to set a max cost per click inside of this section right here. And once you have done that, you can come over to the tools, and we want to go to planning and keyword planner, where we are going to find the keywords we want our Google search ads to show up for in the Google search. So you can click on discover new keywords. And then we want to, I just need to change mine to, you can change the location to you can either use your whole country like the US, or you can add your own location if you have a large enough location. So for us, we will just use Boston right here. We can click on save. And we also want to change the language to English. There we go. And then we can click on the search term we would like to find search keywords for, which is plumber for us. See here, Google gives us a list of keywords that are searched for around the topic of plumber. And on the right-hand side, you can see what the ranges of top of page bid is for these keywords, how much you need to bid. So that is what you can use to set your max cost per click in the campaign and in the ad groups, and also for each keyword. So what we can do now is that we can actually click on all of these keywords we would like to include in our ad group. So we have the plumbers near me. We like to use a separate ad group for emergency plumbers near me and emergency plumber, because these are for a different, let me just turn my camera again. Use plumbing services near me, and we can also say plumbing companies near me, local plumbers, and we do not like to use cheap plumbers near me. That is something we do not want to use. And then we want to have best plumbers near me, local plumber near me, etc., etc. You can add all the different keywords you want to use, and then you can say and then you can click on plan and on existing campaign tutorial 2. Then we want to add this to the ad group we made in our campaign setup, which was plumbers. Then we want to click on phrase match, because the different match types in Google are basically broad match is that you are being shown for all of the keywords that are, very, very loosely related to plumber. But if you use phrase match, they are more closely related to plumber. But if you use exact match, it is exactly the keyword that people have searched for. So if you use plumber as a keyword and you use that as exact match, people need to search for exactly plumber for you to show up for that ad. So we like to use phrase match for most of our keywords. Once you've done that, you can click on add keywords and click on confirm. Once you've done that, the keywords will be added to our ad group, as you can see inside of campaigns and ad groups. If you go to campaigns and ad groups, if I can manage to do that, campaigns, ad groups, There we go. And in plumbers right now, we should be able to have these keywords. There we go. As you can see now, these keywords are in phrase match, which are the way these are written right here. And we need to delete this plumber keyword because we have already added that as a phrase match. Remove, confirm. You do have a long list of keywords in here that you want to change to a phrase match. You can just click on select all, edit, and then change match types, and then change all match types, and then you can just change them to phrase match right here and click on apply, and they will all be changed to phrase match. Now, there's one more thing we need to do before we are done with our search campaign setup, which is going to tools. And in here, we want to click on shared library and we want to click on exclusion lists. These are basically negative keyword lists, which are keywords you will not be shown up for in Google Ads, because the thing is, when you add your search terms you want to be searched for, Google will basically display you for many different search terms you do not want to be displayed for, and we want to exclude as many of those search terms as we can using a negative keyword list. So you can click on the add button and then click on just general plumber. So I went ahead and added some negative keywords that are just nice to have for almost any type of business, which is how, can, should, could, can I, would, do-it-yourself, manuals, free, and cheap, because you do not want to be displayed for keywords or search terms that do have these keywords in them. So once you've done that, you can click on save. And that is basically it. Once you have had your campaign run for a fair bit of time, you can come over to campaigns and you can click on insights and reports and then click on search terms. And in here, you will find the different search terms that people have searched for when they click on your Google Ads. So you can find more negative keywords that you can add to your exclusion list to not be shown up for those words as well. So if you enjoyed this video and you want us to do Google Ads for you, you can click the link in the description. And if you like the video, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.